In today's tutorials, I'll be teaching how to model this building and also to how to design columns, beams, and also slabs on Orion 18. So welcome, and let's get right into it. So if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome to Rubixx Structures, your number one stop to civil engineering designs. We are going to be teaching you how you're going to design buildings using Orion. So let's get right into the video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and do drop a comment for us. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we have an external reference drawing we are going to be using, and in the link in the description of this video I'm going to drop the link to the video. We are going to learn how to insert columns and axes on AutoCAD so you can import it directly to Orion instead of doing everything from scratch on Orion. Okay, so you click on external reference drawing. I'm going to load DXF. I already have my DXF already, so I'm just going to click on it and I'm going to open that. Okay, right, so you can see a reference drawing displayed. If you untick this, it won't display the reference drawing, but I want to display the reference drawing, so this is my reference drawing. Okay, so I want to import members, I want to import axis, and I think I had grids as the layer, and grid was layer, and also I want to import columns, and the layer of my columns were columns, so I'm going to just click OK. Just going to check the model and see if there are any problems. Okay, so model check is completed, number of errors 0. Right, so this is okay. I can cancel this and I can cancel this. Okay, so this is our model from AutoCAD that we have imported. We have imported the axis. As you can see, we have imported axis, and we have also imported axes and also imported columns. All right, so as a check, personally as a check, once I import, what I do is I just right click on anywhere on my screen. You're going to see a drop down menu, and I'm going to click on members table. I come to columns table. Reason why I do this is because sometimes you might import columns and it's not at the perfect eccentricity as you want it, so it's better you check it down, confirm, and correct it before you progress. Okay, so like as you can see, this is the thickness B1 B2. You have 225 by 225 column, which is correct all true. And eccentricity 1 of eccentricity 2 is 1125. okay, it's the same thing, so it's correct. My AutoCAD, my DXF AutoCAD model was correct. All right, so it's good you check that. You can click close and you have this. Right, not to forget that this is going to be a duplex. It's a block of flats really, so it's going to be it's 2 stories. Okay, so we are going to have story 1 and we're going to have story 2. Right, so but since it's a similar building, we are going to model the story 1, then we duplicate that into story 2. Okay, so we have our grid lines, we have our columns. The next thing we need to add is our beams. Right, so you just hover around there. You see after the columns you have your walls, after the walls you have your beams. So you click on your beams. Right, so for my beam, I'm going to be having a 225 width, breadth of my beam 225 width. Like I'm going to click this, I want to be at the center, so I click at the center. You realize that your B2 has changed to 112.5. Right, so the depth of my beam I want to be using for this design is going to be 450. I want to be using a 450 beam. Right, so to insert beams on Orion, what you do is you click on the axis, you hold, you don't leave, you hold it and take it to the next axis you want to drop. Right, so you see it has been inserted. You look at it, has been inserted. Right, so you click, hold and drop. Right, click, hold and drop. You click, hold it and you drop. Click, hold and you drop. Right, so that's wrong, delete that. Okay, so you click, hold and drop. Make sure you check to be sure. You click, hold and drop. Okay, so you click, hold and drop. I already had the model, so the reference drawing is showing me a guide as to where I had placed my beams earlier. Right, so that I'll be doing, as we are going to be inserting beams for this building. Okay, we have this, we have this. And also note, if you notice, let me stop there for now. Let me just stop there for now. If you notice, I inserted, you realize that this other beam here, this other reference joint, there's going to be a beam here. You realize that I did not start imputing this particular beam. Why? Because these softwares are done in such a way that the first beam you place are going to be your primary beams, right? While the next one are going to be a secondary beam. So if I had placed this horizontal first before the vertical, it would definitely mean that the horizontal is what is carrying the vertical. Meanwhile, it is the vertical that is carrying the horizontal. Please note that. Right, so you can just click this right click and click on properties, because I want to be using the same properties, so I'll just do this. Okay, right, so that's it. Okay, next thing I'll come do the same thing. Okay, that's all our beams. Okay, no, that's not all, we have one here, so we just include that. Right, so we have successfully inserted beams on our first story. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing after that is that we're going to be inserting slabs to our model. So same way, you come to the ribbon here, the first one was column, the next one is wall, after that we have our beams, next one is the slab. Okay, so our slab, the thickness of our slab is going to be 150 thickness of slab. Concrete cover, you can leave that as 30. So you come to loads, right, so it's going to be a room, so you can just click on enter value here, click, it's going to be a room, so it automatically generates the dead load for a room. It factors in, for this dead load, it factors in the finishing and probably your furnitures, right, for the dead load. Right, but then if you have a value already you have in mind, you can just click here, click on enter value, then we can change this to probably 2 kilonewtons. But let's go with 2 kilonewtons. Or if you don't know, you can just click here, click on rooms, and you allow it provide for you. Okay, for imposed load, if you know your imposed load, you can insert it, but then if you don't know your imposed load, you can right click on that box there, and it's going to give you a list of the minimum value for imposed loads according to Euro code that you had picked earlier. Okay, so it's going to be a general domestic use, it's a residential building, so you just can click general domestic use. Okay, so once you do that, insertion here, you can click on insertion, and insertion is going to be beam region. Okay, once you click on beam region, you realize that if you hover around an area that has a beam, you notice that there's a box there showing you that there's going to be, you can insert. So if you hover around here and you click, the slab will be inserted, right? So we're going to be doing that. Click on the areas where we'll be having slabs. Okay, we need insert a beam, so we can just end this. Let's insert a beam at this end. Okay, so we can just click here, right click properties, we can insert. Okay, and also we need a slab here, right? So we can need a slab here. It's going to be like a corridor after the kitchen. Once you leave your kitchen, there's going to be a corridor here, so we're going to impute a slab here. Going to impute a slab here. Okay, and also you're going to have a full landing beam for our staircase here. Okay, so what you can do, you can come to insertion, pick axis. Once you hover around, okay, sorry, not pick, click on axis region. So once you come here, you can just click and add your slabs. Okay, and you can end that. You can press your escape key and end that. Okay, so this is what we have. You can come down here, come to 3D view, click on 3D view, so you can have a 3D view of what you've modeled. So this is what it looks like. Okay, you can go back to your plan view. After this, the next thing you're going to do is, I told you it's going to be 2-story, so this is just 1 story. So what you can do now, you can just click on your story, right click on it, you can click on insert story. So you can just click on insert story. Okay, so it tells you, it's asking you for a total number of stories you're going to be having is 2. So 2 there, and click OK. All right, so that is it. You have now, if you come to your structure tree, you have your story 1 and you have your story 2. sorry, you have your story 2, right? And I told you earlier that it's going to be the same block of flats. Whatever is down is the same thing up, right? So what you can do now is you're going to generate this to the next story. So what you can do, you come to your structure, you click it, right click, you're going to generate story. So you click on generate story, and your source story is story 1. This is where it has your beams, your walls, and your columns, and the target story is story 2. Okay, so what do you want it to generate? So you want it to generate columns, you want to generate walls, you want to generate beams, and we don't want slabs. Since it's going to be the roof, there are no slabs. We are going to be using a normal timber roof, so it's not a concrete roof. So we are going to untick slabs, untick slab loads, untick slab opening, and everything related to slabs. All right, so once you're done with that, you can click OK and give it a while it tells you process completed. So you can close that. You can come to your story 2, double click, and this is what you have. Okay, this is what you have for your story 2. So for your story 2, you're going to be having more beams, so you can right click this sorry, you can cancel that. You can right click, sorry, click on it, right click properties. So you can extend this here, add a beam there, add a beam here, and also add a beam here. Okay, and also remember I told you there was a slab here, so you're going to need a roof beam. Sorry, you're going to need a roof beam for this area. So you can do this for your roof beam. You also add this for your roof beam. Okay, you can press escape, and that is that. Come back to your 3D view. Okay, so this is what we have. This is what we have. This is a model on Orion for our building, the 3D view. Okay, so we come back to plan view. We have inserted our columns, we have inserted beams, we have inserted slabs, and we have added story. So the next thing we are going to be doing after this is that we're going to be adding our beam wall loads, right? So you come to story, come to our story 1. We have walls around here. We have walls around. So what we do now is we are going to click on that. Right click. Once you right click on it, you're going to see edit. Okay, before that, what you can do now, before that, I want us to do something. For that, you can come to edit, come to relabel axis. Usually I like to relabel my axis. Okay, so come to relabel axis. I want to relabel my columns and relabel my beams and slabs. I want it to flow in a very particular order. All right, so once I just click that, I just click OK. And if you zoom into it, you realize, see, this is your column 1, this is your column 2, and this is your column 3. Same line, if you have beam 1 here, you have beam 2 here, so it arranges this in a very nice order for you. All right, so I want to click on my beam 1, right click on it, sorry. I want to click on my beam 1. I want to come to edit beam wall load, click on edit beam wall load. So you have, is a wall, it's here, it's written here is a wall. And if you want to add openings, you can put your openings for your doors and your windows and everything. But you're going to be loading the whole thing without doors and windows, right? So you have wall unit weight. Wall unit weight you're going to be using here is going to be 3.5. Okay, I'll drop a video on this YouTube channel on why it's 3.5. Okay, wall heights. Wall height we are going to be using for this. You know, your story height for this building is going to be this 3.15. Okay, so 3,150 millimeters or 3.15 meters. So to have your wall height, you're going to subtract that by the depth of your beam. So if you have 3,150 minus 450, that would be 2,700. So that's 2.7 meters for your wall height, and the wall thickness is 0.225. Okay, right. So it has already calculated the dead load for you, so you can click OK. If you notice, it's now purple, meaning that it has loaded that beam for you. So what you can do, instead of doing one after the, what you can do is you can just click on beam 1, right click, then you come to copy beam wall loads. Okay, so you can come back to your structure tree, click here, and I don't want you to load beam 1 again. Usually what you can just hold it. Okay, you click on the first one and you hold your shift key, click on the last one, so it selects all your beams, all of it. So I want to deselect this beam 1 because I don't want it to load it again. So I can just hold my control key and click on beam 1. Once you hold my control key and click on beam 1, see it has deselected that. It has selected every other thing and deselected beam 1. So what you can do is that you can press Control V to paste. So you click yes, and you realize that all your beams have been loaded with wall loads, right? Your beams have been loaded with wall load. That's how it looks like. Also confirm that you can come to your 3D view to confirm how that looks like. All right. So you can go back to your plan view, and we are done with modeling and adding of loads to our structure. So the next thing we're going to do after all of this is that we are going to analyze and design. Okay, so you can come to run, come to load decomposition. It's always very important to do your load decomposition or you do your finite element flow analysis. You pick one, you don't do the two of them, so you pick one. So we're going to do load decomposition by fixed n, by finite element, sorry. So you come here, there's a drop down menu for that. You come, click here, and we're going to click on story 2. You want to go from the highest story, so you click on batch. Okay, you realize the analysis status is XX, right? So just click OK, click continue, and you give it time while it does the load decomposition. What that simply means is that it decomposes your load from your slabs to your beams, right, for better moments, for better distributions of those loads. So it's telling you beam loads have been calculated at all stories, so you can just click OK. That is done. It has done it for story 2 and it has done for story 1. So you can just click close, and the menu comes out. So it tells you high element decomposed loads are always applied to isolated columns. You can apply these loads to beams and walls using the following coverage options. Okay, so I just wanted to apply to all beams in this model. So I click OK. It has applied those decomposed loads to their respective beams, which will be transferred to the columns, and which the columns definitely will transfer to the footing. Okay, so that's it. After that, next thing we're going to do is you have to run the analysis. So you come to run, come to your building analysis. Okay, and you come to okay, so here we're going to change this concrete grades and steel grades. So we're going to edit materials. So concrete, click on this concrete grade we want to be using for this is going to be C2025. So I just click apply to all member types and click OK. So for my columns, for my walls, for my beams, for my slabs, for my rib slabs, my foundations, all of it is going to be 2025 grade. The same thing, I can come and pick my steel grade. I'm going to be using grade 410. Apply to all member types, click OK. So it changes everything to 410. So for columns, I want only Y16 to be provided for my columns. Okay, so, but then you can decide what you want to use. So my walls, I don't have walls, so no need for me to change this. I don't have walls, I have beams. So for my beams, I only want Y16 too for my beams, only Y16. So I deselect every other member and I just select that. For my slabs, I want just Y12 for my slabs. Okay. Click OK. For my rib slabs, I don't have rib slabs, sorry, so I can cancel that. I don't have rib slabs. For my foundation, I want Y12 for my foundation. Click OK. So for my links, I want Y10 for my links. Click OK. Can click OK. The next thing that comes is analysis, building analysis. This is X. So I need to analyze. You can check the building model here. You can click on building model check and check your building model. So you can see model check completed. So number of errors 0. So you can cancel that. Okay. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be analyzing this. So you can just click here. We wanted to design the columns and beams, and we don't want it to reselect the bars. We just want it to design it. But then if you want to reselect bars, you can just click here to reselect the bars, right? So you can just start and give it a few moments while it does the analysis and also designs your members for you. It's going to design your columns. Okay, so the first one is now column reinforcement design. So now it's now designing your columns. That it's done analyzing your columns. Next thing it's doing now is designing the column. So column reinforcement design. That's the first one. It has updated that. So the next thing is doing now, it has analyzed your beams, and also the next thing is now beam reinforcement design. So it is designing your beams and providing adequate reinforcement for those beams. Okay. Right. So that's that, as quick as possible. Our building wasn't that massive, so it's quick. If you have building analysis completed successfully, so you can click OK. You can come to post analysis. You can come to columns and wall designs, click on it. You can make this bigger, so you see all our columns passes. Provides 4x16 and y10 at 125 links. If you're not okay with this, you could go to your settings and parameters and change that and make your links and see if for that something was. But for this video, we are just teaching how to just the basics for designing columns. So this is that. You can click on beam reinforcement design, same thing. All right, so it's telling us that some of our beams are failed. So this one, so what you can do is click, then you come to interactive design. Okay. All right, so this is what it's telling you, not that the beam has failed. What this means is, I'll be dropping a video of what this means, but it doesn't mean your beams have failed. Really, it doesn't mean that. So what you can do now, you can reduce this. Okay, reduce this. Okay, so you see it doesn't fail. The beams didn't fail, so I click OK. Same thing with this one, you can double click on it to see how that works. So you can just reduce this. Okay. Okay. Click OK. It works. So same thing here. Click OK. Same thing here. Can reduce this, take this. Right, so I'll be dropping a video where I explain all of this to you in a better term so you could understand it better. So you can click OK. And okay. Okay. Something here. All right. Okay. So all our beams have passed. Well done. If you've stuck around up until now, that means you're learning something. All our columns and beams have passed. You can end that. So we have designed our column, we have designed our beams. Next we are going to be designing in this tutorial is going to be the slabs. So to design slabs, what you can do now, you come here to our ribbon here. After your slabs, you have your rib slab and you have your slab strips. So we are going to be designing your slabs with slab strips. So you can click on slab strip. Okay, so X direction is horizontal and Y direction is the vertical. And we are going to be using analytical strips. So what this means is, this means that for this strip, the first one here means that if there is continuity, what this means that there's a slab and then there is a beam and then the slab. Now this one means that it's just a beam into it. And this means a cantilever. If you hover around, you're going to realize what it means. It means that there's a slab. Hold here, it means that there's a bulb. That means it's at the end of a beam. And this means it's a cantilever for your start and as at the end. You notice this is the start. You're going to start here. So at the start, this is going to be a beam. So we click this. And at the end is a beam here. So we're going to click. That's what we'll do. Same thing. You click, hold, take it to the end. But make sure you hold your control key. Your control would make the strip straight. If you don't hold your control, see it's going to be bent. You can't give a perfect line. But if you hold your control, you're going to have a straight line. So you leave it. And you can zoom in. That's provided reinforcement. So it's telling you that Y12 at 250 would work. white over 250 works for this slab. Okay, so same thing here. Notice, so you don't over provide reinforcement for your slabs. Once your strip line passes that particular slab member, no need to put a strip along that member again. So it has passed this member, okay, past this member, this member, this member, and this member. So we don't need slab strips there again. Next one we need is here. Same thing, hold your control key. That's provided reinforcement for that. That's we're doing for horizontal. Next one is we need to provide for this side of it again. So it's going to be slab. So we're going to hold this. So it has provided reinforcement for this. Same thing for this end, slab. So it has provided reinforcement for that. Okay. So here's going to be slab to this. All right. Going to be this to this. Okay. We're done for the x-axis. Next thing is going to be for the y-axis, y direction, sorry. So from this, hold your control key. Okay, so at the start here is going to be a cantilever. This is a cantilever, so you can just click here, cantilever to a beam. Right, so cantilever to a beam, cantilever to a beam, cantilever to a beam. Okay, so next is going to be beam to beam, beam to beam, beam to beam, beam to beam. Okay, that is that. And that is that. Okay, so you can change this. You can change this to a 3D view to see what you've done. All right, come back to our plan view. Okay, so I just want this to be plan plus 3D view, so you can really appreciate what we are doing. Okay, so is this? Hope you learned something today on today's tutorials. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and drop your comments in the comment section as to what video you would like us to do next for you. Thank you very much, and see you on the next one.